So chat, can I not get a dep drops post flawless right now? We do not have flawless pool. There will be no flawless pool this weekend, guys. You never could until Sunday, but we have no flawless pool. Just check the node. So you're saying when I go here to the node, because it's not showing flawless. Oh, that's why it's not even showing it as a reward. We're gonna have to wait to see if that's actually the case. No, there's no flawless pool this weekend, guys. This change may be the new norm in trials. You know, this is Crucible Labs, but Bungie's trying these changes out to see what they may do in the future. This isn't a change. It's just labs, brother. Don't worry, chat, I have no problem doing this. I will stop in the middle of my stream to do this. Here we go. Here we go. Here we go. We also have a few trial labs on the schedule for season 20. We'll be using the labs following the mid-season patch to gather feedback on a new trials matchmaking system, which will remove the flawless pool and ticket-based matchmaking in favor of something different. What we are testing out now is a change that will become a permanent change starting next season. The summary of the goals for the new trials matchmaking system is to allow players to play with friends without worrying about whether they've gone flawless. Remove the motivation to reset cards in order to farm or carry. And better protect players who are struggling to find success in the playlist. As always, we'll be playing alongside you all in both pools and monitoring feedback on the new matchmaking system as season progresses, with the intent to push it live full-time in season 21. Later in season 20, we will have a more in-depth discussion about trials, including additional changes that are coming to the game mode in season 21. As a preview, we'll be looking at update to passages, wealth, and mercy. That's the one that will give you 2 free losses. Changes to the Gilded Flawless title requirements, a new flawless symbol, experimenting with changing the main trials game mode to zone capture elimination, which has been renamed to Dominion, and a new introductory quest to better onboard players into the trials environment. All right. Anyways, now that you've seen this, the point is, guys, we're not just playing labs this weekend just to play labs. This is changes that are going to go live next season. We are beta testing this. Now, if you're wondering what the changes are, because I feel like we're going full circle. The main thing is flawless pool is being removed, right? Secondly, we've moved away from freelance a long time ago, but now we have fire team based matchmaking, right? So with all of that being said, the 2 pools are going to be challenger pool and practice pool. Right here, and we're going to read this. Challenger pool, this is where most players who currently play trials on a week-to-week basis and who want to go flawless will play. It represents an experience more like the original iteration of trials in D1, without the focus on making games more difficult as the card progresses or after you've been flawless. This pool match is based solely on connection. There's no matchmaking based on tickets, wins on a ticket, and weekly wins or skill. Players who have any card with no losses, including a card after reset, or those playing with someone in their fire team that has a card with no losses, will be placed in this pool. Is everyone understanding what challenger pool is? It's connection-based matchmaking with everyone going for flawless. All right, practice pool. This pool is targeted at new or less experienced players who are not yet ready to give going flawless a shot, and represents a place for them to dip their toes into trials without being thrown straight into the deep end. This pool match is based on connection and weekly performance, how well you've done in trials this week, and it resets every week. Only players with a flawed card or those on their first game of the week can play in this pool. So everyone that starts off on their first game of the week pre-flawless, if I'm understanding this correctly, will be playing in the practice pool. Everyone in your fire team must have a flawed card or be on their first game of the week. First game of the week or flawed card. Now, this pool has stop protection. If you're consistently struggling, it will reduce your weekly performance rating to give you slightly easier matches until you recover. And then it also has farming protection. If the system detects that you or your fire team members are likely attempting to farm the practice pool, it will slow down your matchmaking times initially. And if you continue, it will lock you into the challenger pool for the remainder of the weekend, regardless of your card state. So again, it's to protect the players. It's to keep you from stopping folks. A practice pool is exactly what it says it is. It's supposed to be for folks to practice. No, you're not going to go flawless in the practice pool. Again, you have a flawed card. With that being said, though, guys, what you are experiencing and what you're seeing this weekend in trials labs, is a change that will go live in full next season, as in no flawless pool. There will be no flawless pool that activates on Sunday. Secondly, what we just discovered, because I was curious, because you could do this when flawless pool was active. If you had a 7-win flawless card, you could go into Trials with Cyrus and adept weapons would drop. That does not seem to be the case now, meaning you need to reset if you're looking to get adept weapons. You cannot keep playing at 7 wins in flawless pool getting adept drops. Shouldn't be. At least it's not showing up as a reward here. And I think the main thing to take away from all of this, guys, is that everything is going to be connection-based matchmaking for the most part. Everyone's pretty much going to be playing in the same pool, because how many people are actually going to be playing trials in the practice pool? There may be some people that is like, I just want to dip a toe and just mess around, and then initial games are going to be playing practice pool. Everyone else, though, is going to be playing in challenger pool, because everyone is more than likely going to be going for flawless. So we're going to all be in one big giant pool together. There will be no flawless pool that activates on Sunday. And Bungie's answer to this, their answer to making this easier down the road, because what they do know that this is obviously going to be harder for the folks trying to go flawless for their very first time, especially if you're a solo player. Their answer to this is that Mercy next season will be forgiving 2 losses. What are my thoughts? My thoughts is I'm going to farm so many ranked 6s and 7s this weekend. It's going to be insane. At the same time, I don't know. I think that this was a system back in D1 that works in favor of better players. Bungie's answer to this is 2 losses per Mercy. But I think that overall, this is a system that we're going to have to wait and see how it goes. This is one of those weekends that we're just going to have to see how things play out. Guys, I'm going to be honest. We're going to have to see how this plays out. I feel like trial carries are going to be substantially easier. However, at the same time, we're in a mid-season right now. So trials population could be naturally dipping. And we need to see this. We need to see this in the beginning of the season, which is why we're testing it out now. We're going to be testing out this weekend. We're going to be testing out on week 11. And then this is going to be implemented full-time next season. As a shitty player who never's gone flawless, I'm bummed. The flawless pool is basically my only chance to ever get there. Keep in mind, hold on. Keep in mind here, though. It was stated in that the games would not get harder. It's connection-based from start to finish. It's purely RNG. In some cases, your games might actually get easier. It's not going to be based on wins for your ticket. You see what I mean? And as someone who hates bad connections, I like having better connections always. So in some ways, you going flawless is purely RNG. So now the real play is finding where on earth the worst trial players live. Get a VPN, set it up for that location. See what I mean? I don't know where that can be. Definitely Florida, Antarctica. Yeah. Again, I mean, that's a way to manipulate connections. I'm just saying. Wouldn't mean that you're going to have better connections, but you'll be matching people within that area if you had a VPN. Everyone hates on Ohio. I live in Ohio, and Ohio is ass. I've never been to Ohio. All right, so guys, since you cannot get adept loot post flawless game, run over here to Saint 14, and if you've got the resources, just turn your card in. Now I'm going to be tuning in on Sunday and playing trials, where we're going to be doing raffles and runs with viewers all weekend long, but I'm going to be tuning in on Sunday for sure, just to make sure like you can't get adept weapons post 7 wins and post going flawless, right? With a flawless card, or with a 7-win card. It should not activate since flawless pool is no longer a thing. We'll see how that plays out though throughout the weekend. But if you've got the resources and you got the materials, you know, you might as well come over there and just spin your card and see if you get a god roll. I'm not that crazy about this machine gun, but it's got some interesting rolls for sure. A lot of people are under the assumption that this is just a trials lap. This is way more than that. We are beta testing what we're going to be playing full-time next season, which is essentially connection-based matchmaking, no flawless pool, a practice pool for people that are on losing streaks, and a challenger pool in which we all live in that's connection-based matchmaking and only connection-based matchmaking.
Slap that like button like your mama told you right.